Kindness Kids.
Hello guys! Welcome to Kindness Kids, an initiative my brother and I started with my parents to spread the good news and good manners to children all over the world. My name is Shawn, and our story today is from the book of Genesis chapter 4 about the brothers Cain and Abel.
Hey, brother.
Before we begin, I recommend reading the actual Bible with your parents. It's fun and a favorite activity of ours as well. Also, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, are you ready? Yeah, you're ready! Long ago, when the world was still young, Adam and Eve watched their family grow. They had 2 sons. The first son was named Cain. He was strong and hardworking, and he became a farmer. Every morning, Cain went out into the fields. He pressed seeds into the soil and waited for them to grow, depending on the rain and the sun that God provided. The second son was Abel. Abel became a shepherd. He led his sheep to green grass and quiet places. He watched over them carefully, especially the youngest ones, because he knew they needed gentle care. Both brothers worked hard. Both brothers knew God, and both brothers understood that everything they had came from Him. One day, it was time to bring an offering to the Lord. Cain gathered some of the crops from his fields and brought them before God. Abel carefully chose from his flock. He brought the firstborn lambs, the very best, offering them with a thankful and trusting heart. The Bible tells us in Genesis 4:4, the Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering. God saw Abel's heart. Abel trusted God and honored Him with his best. But God did not look at Cain's offering in the same way. When Cain realized this, his face fell. His joy disappeared. A heavy feeling began to settle inside him. That feeling was anger mixed with jealousy. God noticed right away. God always sees what is happening inside our hearts. So the Lord spoke gently to Cain and said in Genesis 4:6-7, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted?" Then God warned him, "Sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." God was teaching Cain something very important. Obedience begins in the heart, and even strong feelings do not have to control us. Cain had a choice. He could listen to God. He could change his heart. He could choose what was right. But Cain did not. Instead of praying, Cain kept his anger inside. Instead of fixing his heart, he let jealousy grow. And when sin is not stopped, it grows stronger. One day, Cain said to his brother, "Come with me into the field." Abel trusted Cain.
Okay.
He followed his brother without fear. Out in the open field, far from home, Cain let his anger take control. The jealousy he had carried in his heart turned into a terrible act. Cain attacked his brother and Abel died. The first brothers, the first life taken. The sad result of a heart that refused God's warning. Later, God spoke to Cain again. "Where is your brother Abel?" the Lord asked. Cain answered with cold words, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" God already knew the truth. In Genesis 4:10, God said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." God showed Cain that we are meant to care for one another, not harm one another. From the beginning, God's way was love. Because of Cain's sin, there were consequences. The land would no longer produce crops for him. Cain would become a restless wanderer, moving from place to place. Cain was afraid. But then, even after such a great sin, God showed mercy. God placed a mark on Cain so that no one would kill him. The Lord protected him, showing that God is both just and compassionate. As Cain walked away, the story reminds us that God always speaks to us first, warning us. guiding us and inviting us to choose His way. This story teaches us three important truths that God wants us to remember. First, God looks at the heart. Abel's offering pleased God because it came from faith. The Bible explains in Hebrews 11:4, by faith Abel brought God a better offering. Second, sin must be stopped early. Cain's anger grew because he did not listen to God's warning. The Bible tells us in James 1:15, desire gives birth to sin, and sin when it is full grown gives birth to death. And third, we are called to love one another. Cain asked, "Am I my brother's keeper?" God's answer is clear. In 1 John 3:11, we should love one another. The story of Cain and Abel reminds us that every day God speaks to our hearts. He invites us to choose love instead of jealousy, obedience instead of anger, and care instead of harm. When we listen to God's voice and follow His way, our hearts stay peaceful and we walk safely in His love. Thank you so much for watching. If you loved this video, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe so we can do more. Bye! We're going to leave you with free table talk questions for dinner tonight. Pause the video right here, take a screenshot, and see who has the bravest answer.